Welcome to Weight Loss with Mother Nature. My name is Dr. Kendra Pearsall, and this week I'm going to talk to you about artificial sweeteners. Artificial sweeteners are the bane of the existence of mankind. They are a toxic plague that should be avoided at all costs. I would no sooner eat artificial sweeteners than I would eat a bowl of DDT. But you know what? I'm going to stop beating around the bush and tell you how I really feel. Ha! Now, seriously. I spent a year of my life researching and writing about artificial sweeteners with Dr. Joseph Mercola. We came up with this book, Sweet Deception: Why Splenda, NutraSweet, and the FDA may be hazardous to your health. And writing that book was really drove the message home for me about how important it is for people to avoid artificial sweeteners. Let me tell you why. First of all, you may be taking artificial sweeteners because you want to lose weight and you want to keep your calories low. Aha, well, I have news for you. The research is actually showing in multiple studies that those who consume artificial sweeteners, like those who consume diet soda, gain significantly more weight than those who consume regular soda. There's a few reasons for this, but one of them is because it actually increases your appetite and it screws up your metabolism. So if you're trying to lose weight, I suggest you avoid them at all costs. Now, the second reason that a lot of people use them is because diabetes is on the rise, and diabetics are told to use artificial sweeteners in place of sugar to keep their blood sugar steady. Well, I have news for you, diabetics. You're actually not going to keep your blood sugar levels low by putting these powdered packets of artificial sweeteners in your cereal or in your coffee. And the reason for that is because when you put a powdered packet of Splenda, guess how much of that packet is actually pure sugar? 99%. 99%. Only 1% of it is either the active ingredient sucralose or aspartame. And you're paying 23 to 32 times the price of sugar in order to have that 1% effect. So I don't think you're getting your money's worth. You're actually getting more than you bargained for. You're getting increased blood sugars. So another reason is that these artificial sweeteners are completely unnatural. Our bodies are not designed to be able to metabolize these artificial chemicals, and they have caused a tremendous amount of health problems in our society. Mercola.com has received hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of letters of people who have pleaded with him to please warn others about the toxic effects of either Splenda or aspartame or other artificial sweeteners, because they themselves have experienced horrible rashes or muscle pain, back pain, headaches, different neurological diseases. The list goes on and on. These chemicals are very unnatural. In fact, in almost all of cases of artificial sweeteners, they were discovered by accident in a laboratory with chemists working with other chemicals trying to work on other projects. For example, Splenda was discovered when two scientists were trying to come up with new insecticides by combining chlorine atoms with sugar atoms. And voila, they came up with Splenda. One of the scientists tasted it accidentally and it was sweet, and they decided to put it in the human food supply. So these are not meant for human consumption. When you eat Splenda, you're essentially eating what was supposed to be an insecticide. Now, they're not safe in cooking either. Now, it's generally well known that you cannot cook with aspartame, but the great advantage of Splenda, supposedly, is that you can bake with it. Oh, isn't that great? So what they don't warn you, though, is that at higher temperatures, which they do state on the material safety data sheet, at higher temperatures, the chlorine molecules come out into the food. And in fact, I have a friend of mine, Steve, who we talk about in the book, who tried to make caramel with Splenda on the stove, and when he leaned over to inhale the aroma of the caramel he was making, he literally almost passed out on the floor in a coughing fit, and he had lung problems for the next 3 days. This is because he inhaled a great deal of chlorine gas that emanated from this heated Splenda. So it also ruins the taste of your food. If you want to do a taste test sometime, make a batch of cookies with Splenda and a batch of cookies with normal sugar and give them to people and see what they have to say. Most people tend to find the Splenda baked goods disgusting. Another problem is that artificial sweeteners are also addictive. I have personally known people who have been drug addicts and they were addicted to aspartame, and they told me that getting off the aspartame was much harder, actually, than trying to get off the heroin. Interesting. Part of the reason is that aspartame is an excitotoxin. It stimulates your brain cells, and so it has quite an effect on your neurology. Quite a negative one. Excitotoxins actually stimulate your brain cells so that they die. They explode. Nice. Anyway, if you don't believe me and you need more information on the subject, I suggest that you read this book. It could definitely save you from any kind of major health challenges down the road if you're currently consuming artificial sweeteners. And with that, I'll sign off, and I will see you next week. Thank you.